my beautiful people, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 12. I know this isn't a normal daily vlog. I actually didn't vlog on the 11th of December, which was Vlogmas Day 12. I just needed a break to recuperate and rest, and I was basically playing catch up. I was editing all day long and working on the computer, and it would have just been really boring for all of you to watch me edit and be on the computer all day long. So I decided to put down the camera and not vlog on the 11th, but I really don't want to leave this day blank because the OCD in me just can't leave a number out. So I have decided to give you a bit of a different video today. I'm actually kind of cheating because today is technically the 15th. I'm filming this on the 15th, so we're kind of in the future, we're kind of in the past. I don't know. It's nighttime. I can't be bothered getting my lights out. This is why we have fairy lights around our neck, lights behind us. It's very Christmassy. It's very nice mood lighting, and we're just gonna go with it. I'm literally a Christmas tree. Oh wow, that looks really pretty. Maybe I should do that. That's very distracting, but we'll just leave them down here. I wanted today's video to be a story time video. Now I'm gonna tell you a funny story about the time I left my curling iron in the freezer. Yep, in the freezer. I actually wanted to find a storytime video that was Christmassy, but I couldn't quite think of one right now, and the first one that came to mind was the time I did this, put my curling iron in the freezer. And I was going on a holiday, so I feel like it kind of fits in well with the theme here. Holiday, Christmas, whatever. We're just going to tell this story because I think it's quite funny. I don't know if I'm a very good storyteller, but I'll tell it anyway. So let me set the scene for you a little bit. This was about, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe almost 4 years ago. And I was going on a holiday with a family friend of mine, Matt, and we were going back home for me, to Port Douglas, where my parents live, for like a week and a half. My friend Matt decided to stay over the night before so that we could get up early and go to the airport because we had a really early morning flight. Now I can't remember if we got a text saying that our flight was a little bit delayed or if our flight was actually leaving earlier. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember getting a text in the morning from Virgin, I think we were flying, saying that either our flight was delayed a little bit or our flight was leaving early. So all I remember was getting up and rushing around trying to get ready. I had a shower, I blow dried my hair, and I was going to curl my hair because I thought, you know, I'm going on a holiday. I want to look good. It's early in the morning. I'm going to curl my hair. So I curled my hair, and then it became like a huge rush. I remember like rushing around and trying to leave really quickly. Our taxi came. I finished curling my hair a little bit, although it didn't even really curl that much, so it was probably not worth it. And I remember being like, oh my God, like we've got to leave. My bag is packed. How am I going to pack my curling iron when it's still hot? So instead of being like a normal person and maybe carrying your curling iron out the door in your hands so it can cool down, and then when you get to the airport, you can put it in your bag before you get on the plane. No, I didn't do that. I put it in the freezer. Now, mind you, my friend Matt, hi Matt, it's your fault, you made me do this, said to me, why don't you put it in the freezer for a little bit so it can cool down and then you can take it out and then we can leave. So, I put it in the freezer for like 5 minutes. I think we had 5 minutes to go before we had to leave. And I left the door open of the freezer. And I put it in there just so it would cool down, and then I was supposed to get it as we walked out the door. But, being Sky Young, I completely forgot about it. I went to the airport, feeling happy that I'm going on a holiday. I'm going back home to Port Douglas. This will be so much fun with Matt. Yeah, we're going to have a great time. I put my bags on the plane. I check in. I go in to security. I get through, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting down. We're waiting for the plane to arrive so that we can get on the plane and go off to Port Douglas. And I don't know what kind of thought popped into my head that suddenly made me remember, like literally half an hour to an hour after we'd left my house. Actually, it would have been like an hour and a bit after we left my house. I don't know what thing popped into my head that made me remember, but I suddenly was just sitting there on my phone and I went, oh my God. I left my hair straightener in the freezer with the door open, and I'm leaving for like a week and a half. By the time I get back, that is so much power wasted because my fridge is open. No one's going to be at my house to close it for me. What the hell am I going to do? Sky, come on, let's be honest. The only thing you cared about was the fact that your curling iron might freeze to death. Yes, I actually thought that. I thought maybe, my curling iron might freeze to death and then I'd never see it again and I'd have to say goodbye to it. It was a very sad moment. But he didn't, he survived. Well, she survived, I don't really know what. Anyway, it survived. So I panicked a little bit, as I do, because, I'm a stress head. I just panic over silly little things. And I freaked out, so I called my cousin. I didn't call them because it was early in the morning, so I think I texted my cousin first. And I was like,
so this is going to sound really stupid and all, but I left my curling iron in the freezer with the door open. Do you think, if I could get the keys off the real estate agent, because I was renting, that you could just go over there and take it out and close my freezer door?
My cousin was like, all right, you idiot. Because at the time, he worked close to my house. So I thought, well, if he's at work, then after work he can leave and go to my house and get it out of my freezer, close the door, and then I won't have to worry about it. Because I have this thing of when I go away, I don't like anything to be left on. I get very kind of anxious when I leave my house for a long period of time. And the thought of a freezer door open with my curling iron inside of it just really made me feel anxious. So yeah, I called my cousin. I told him what had happened. Felt so stupid, but it's such a blonde Sky thing for me to do.
And don't worry, I'm blonde, I'm allowed to make these jokes, it's funny, get over it, ha ha ha.
I had to call my real estate agent and tell them what I had done. I could have made up some other stupid story about why my cousin had to get in the house. I didn't have to tell them that I put my curling iron in the freezer. But for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea for me to tell them that. They probably thought I was so stupid. But I told them the truth. I told my real estate agent that I was so stupid and that I was trying to cool my curling iron down before I went to the airport and I've left it in the freezer. And can you please give the spare keys to my cousin so that he can get in my house and fix the situation? So my real estate agent was like, sure, that's fine, no worries. We will leave a note here and he can just come to the office, pick up the keys and then drop them back. So thank God my cousin went over there closed my freezer door, took my curling iron out. It was probably frozen, and that was that. So I was pretty stressed, not gonna lie, about the situation. But after I got on the plane, got to Port Douglas, it was pretty fucking funny. That is so something that I would do. Not even joking. So yeah, my curling iron went to Antarctica on a holiday, and I went to Port Douglas. That is my story. Don't know if you found it interesting, but I wanted to tell it here, embarrass myself even more. And that's the only story I could think of for today. So Merry Christmas. I just find that story really funny. And we had a great time while I was in Port Douglas, and we laughed about it quite a lot. And it was just very memorable. I actually think that I wrote about it on my blog. So if I can find that little blog post, I will put it in the description box below so you can go and read it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do any more storytime videos, because I have a lot up my sleeve. Probably funnier stories than this one, but I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all. Stay beautiful, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. And remember, be your own kind of beautiful, even if you put your curling iron in the freezer.
Humans are so weird. They do the weirdest things sometimes. I love my mum anyways, even if she's a bit crazy.